Educate yourself for the children of today. Food grown organic and pure will always be the #1 cure. You'll all be grateful when you say no to GMO.
Hey guys, what'd you think of that creepy little clip of my eyes? So this is an updated iridology analysis of my eyes. I love doing these about every 4 to 6 months just to show changes and for me to see myself what I need to work on, what my strengths and weaknesses are. So we're going to get started, and this is my left eye that you're looking at right now. One thing that I want to start out with is that in the video clip that you guys just saw, you could see that my pupils were getting bigger and smaller. And I think part of that is I was in front of a window, but also I think that has a little bit to do with adrenal fatigue. Whenever your eyes dilate and kind of change size, your pupils, I mean, that is an indicator of adrenal fatigue, and it makes sense because I know that I do. My adrenals have gotten better with 4 years of raw foods and detoxification, but it is my weakness. You know, it's my genetic weakness. We all have them. And also, I've been under a lot of emotional stress lately, and I think that plays a part into it as well. The next thing that I want to point out is my skin ring. I've always had that as well. And you can see the lymph, especially towards the left part of the eye. The lymph is trying to get out of the skin, and I'm really going to take advantage of the sauna. I always love going to the sauna in the winter months and just using it to your advantage and sweating it out and trying to get everything to go out of the skin. You know, everything that won't go out of the kidneys, obviously, or the bowels. Using a sauna is something that you can use to your advantage, and someone with such a thick skin ring like I do, it's just really necessary. Okay, so let's get started. You can see there that I have an adrenal weakness, which is circled in red, and also the nerve rings, which I kind of marked over with the double red lines. I also have pretty apparent radii solaris. You can see it a lot more prominently in other pictures. But basically, radii solaris is little spokes of the wheel, if you will, that is pointing towards different areas of the body that are weak. Some people also say that it is a parasitic link to radii solaris. Some people think that it has to do with leaky gut syndrome. And I obviously do have weak bowels. You can just tell I have sulfur in my bowels and just some issues there. That's always been my just #1 genetic weakness, I think, and not necessarily even genetic, but that I ate a trash diet my whole life, or the first 21 years of my life, so that's just that. Then I have a kidney weakness, which is circled in green. It looks slight here, but it's just covered up with a lot of lymph, and if you have adrenal weakness, you're going to have kidney weakness too, in my opinion. You can see a really prominent vaginal weakness, that is circled in pink, and urinary tract weakness. And then the bladder weakness is circled in yellow. It's slight though. The light purple circle, which is to the right of the pupil, is a lung weakness and bronchial possibly. And then right above that is my right shoulder. Now, I don't really have any pain in my body, so I don't have pain in my shoulder, but that's just what I see. And then obviously the sulfur in the large and small intestines. It used to be a lot worse, believe me. And I do have before and after pictures on some videos where you can see that. There's obviously just a lot of lymph throughout my eye, and it's pretty tightly knit. You can see that it's trying to come out towards the skin. You can see the white kind of rippling out of my skin ring, so that's a good thing, but yeah. And then what's something that's really interesting is that there's a blood vessel in the sclera, or the white of my eye, that's pointing towards the spot in my eye, which is the left ovary. It's so interesting how sclerology is a whole nother science, and they say that whenever you have a little blood vessel pointing towards something in your eye, then it's pointing towards a weak area. So for me, in this particular day, this particular picture, it was pointing to my left ovary. All right, this is just a second picture of my left eye again. You can just see a lot more visibly the radii solaris, and it is just so prominently the worst part of the radii solaris is up in my brain and head area, which is very scary, and that's where you get the dementias and the Alzheimer's later on in life. But luckily, I have found detoxification in raw foods, and hopefully I've just put that at a halt, you know? But you can also see the nerve rings a lot more clearly in this eye. And towards the left of the pupil, you can see that I have a little bit of a thyroid weakness. And yeah, I just wanted to show you another picture of this eye. You can see things a little bit more clearly. All right, we're moving on to my right eye. First of all, we see a pretty prominent spot. It's pretty much a sulfur spot on my bronchioles, which I circled in red. In turquoise, you can see my kidney and adrenal weakness. There's a lot of glare in this picture, but there's a large weakness in my pituitary gland, which is circled in yellow, and it makes sense because I have had issues with my period, which issues with that stem from the pituitary gland, and it just kind of makes sense to me. And it's just, you can see the brown in this, and anytime you have brown in the eye, it just means degeneration. So I don't know why, but I have a lot of weaknesses up in my head and brain area in my eyes. And it's just something that makes me so thankful for raw foods and for detoxification. But anyway, now the big circle that you see in pink is just where I circled, where you can see that there's a lot of white in my eye, a lot of lymph. If you look over to the left of my eye, especially towards the outer perimeter, you see the blue peeking through, because I was born with blue eyes. They are green, but whenever I take iridology pictures, you can see the blue in them. So it's a lot more blue on the left side, and over to the right, there's just more lymph. Okay, so this is a second picture of my right eye. Okay, circled in blue is a back weakness. Circled in yellow is a vaginal and urinary tract weakness. You can see the nerve rings in my eye a lot more clearly in this picture, which are circled doubly in green. And then the quote-unquote worst thing I see in my eye is the blue circle, which is, again, the weaknesses up in the head area. So it's the pituitary, pineal, and cerebrum specifically. It's like a three-pronged, radii solaris of weakness going on there. And then also in red is a brainstem weakness, which is very scary. But that's why I'm on the raw foods, man. Okay, so circled in purple is a kidney weakness and also adrenal. Circled in white, kind of to the right of the eye, is a tonsil and throat weakness. Now, I still do have my tonsils, thank the Lord, but there is a weakness there. And circled in black is a pancreatic weakness, and I think that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I tried to make this as short as possible, and click like and subscribe. Also, check out the link below if you want your own iridology analysis, and I will see you later. Bye.